always win by focusing less on the star and more on the team. Try to get Tom Brady or Bill Belichick to glamorize themselves, or an individual. You simply can't. They're too team-driven. They are too about the collective. The Celtics are like this too, and have been traditionally for decades. The Celtics have had players like Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, John Havlicek, Bob Cousy, and even more recently, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Rondo, and Ray Allen. Blue-collar, hard-working players who cared far more about winning multiple times than seeing their names in lights and being the singular star. They created dynasties and teams that went on to win multiple championships. That brings me to last year's playoffs, the 2018 NBA playoffs, where Brad Stevens, another Boston genius as it were, quote unquote, had a young and injured Celtics team 7 games deep in a highly contested Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The probability of this happening should have been little to none, considering the Celtics traded their 2 starters to Cleveland the year prior, and Kyrie Irving, the asset they traded for, had been injured the entire playoff run. To make matters worse, star free agent Gordon Hayward, who the Celtics had spent a lot of money on, had a serious injury that kept him out the entire season as well. The Celtics, with veteran Al Horford in the post, Marcus Smart in the point, backed up by Terry Rozier, rookie Jason Tatum, and second-year player Jaylen Brown, played in the backcourt as well. How did a rookie in Jason Tatum and a second-year player and second-year players in Brown and Terry Rozier lead the Celtics through the playoffs against superstars like Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks, or Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and the 76ers, seemingly with ease? I mean, they only had the Sixers for 5 games. So how did a third-string point guard put up 20 plus points in multiple playoff games and get the nickname Scary Terry? A third stringer. How does that happen? How did Jaylen Brown, a second-year player again, and Tatum, a rookie, fresh young NBA players, carry the load for this injured Celtics team to take an NBA legend like LeBron James to 7 games? LeBron James would eventually, inevitably, win Game 7 and would lose in the 2018 NBA Finals to Steph Curry's Golden State Warriors. Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward would rehab in the offseason and come back to the Celtics during training camp. The 2019 regular season has been very up and down, a roller coaster ride for the Celtics. And the issues are painfully obvious to anyone keeping up with them. Gordon Hayward seems to be making a comeback slowly and working to assimilate well in Stevens' offense. But Kyrie Irving has been surrounded with drama. In the summer of 2018, a few months ago, probably 6 to 7 months ago, after Irving was done rehabbing, Irving told a packed Boston Garden that he planned on re-signing with the team following the 2019 season. But since then, and the Boston Celtics' struggles, Irving's game has he's been a little bit flaky about that. Irving's game is one that is true. It's a true spectacle to watch. The man can truly handle the ball in ways that most couldn't even dream of. He's truly original, and he's truly impossible to guard. But he's also toxic. The true reason the Boston Celtics got to the Eastern Conference Finals and took LeBron James and the Cavaliers 7 games on the backs of those young players and a few veterans, 1 game away from the finals, is because they played Boston sports and Boston basketball. They ran Brad Stevens' game plan. They were disciplined. They made the extra pass. They didn't make mistakes. They didn't focus on one player or one star. Kyrie Irving can't help but focus on him. It's his personality. Irving will take plays where he'll dribble like 25 times, maybe make one pass, demand the ball right back, and shoot a mid-range jumper. And I mean, it goes in most of the time, so people don't complain as much. And you know, you may say, oh well, he only does that a couple times a game, and I would respond, no. He does that 4 to 5 times a game, and sometimes in key moments. I mean, sometimes it looks really good, but is that good for chemistry? I can also guarantee that Brad Stevens doesn't approve these methods. Kyrie Irving did just suffer a knee sprain last week. Kyrie Irving is prone to these knee problems and has been for a few years now. Irving also in my opinion, has an attitude problem, and he's relatively condescending. Why do I say this? That's quite an accusation to make, I know. Being condescending. Well, while voluntarily talking to the media outside of required press time that they make you do, Irving suggested to reporters that he had to call up his former teammate LeBron James to apologize for their drama in Cleveland. His apology was pointed, and it was pointed at his young teammates. His apology was for being immature, because he is having to deal with that now. This coming from a guy who can't seem to stay on the floor, and when he's on the floor, or when he's off the floor, the team doesn't even slow down when he's off the floor. One could argue that the offense is more fluid. Statistically speaking, Irving does put up great numbers. I'm not trying to argue that. I'm not trying to say that Irving isn't a great player. He's obviously an amazing basketball player. And you know what? He's better. I'll say this too. He is better than anyone on the Celtics right now. But now in February, Irving's hurt again. And he's missing 2 going on 3 games. The first game they missed a few nights ago was against the 76ers. Playoff opponent from the playoffs before. And without Irving, the Celtics won again on the back of Jason Tatum making a few spectacular plays and just playing really well. Tonight they took care of Detroit, and with the ball mostly in Brown and Tatum's hands, the Boston Celtics are playing Boston basketball. I think Danny Ainge built a contender through the draft, and he didn't even realize it yet. We keep hearing rumors. Celtics could get Anthony Davis in the offseason. Celtics could trade Jaylen Brown and Tatum. We hear these rumors so much so that there's rumors that young rising star Jason Tatum said he would welcome a trade. Think about that. Why would you want your second-year player to say he would welcome a trade? It doesn't sound like he wants to play with Kyrie Irving. And who could blame him? He went deep in the playoffs without Kyrie Irving, with just his fellow young players, and all Irving does is take the ball out of his hands. I'm here to say something to Celtics Nation and to Danny Ainge, if he listens. I know that you know talent. You know it very well. You draft really well, but take yes for an answer. Squash these rumors about trading for AD and trading your young stars and your young core. Get rid of Kyrie Irving. Trade him. Keep drafting and building around your genius coach. Let this thing happen organically and over time. You don't need one big star. You don't need one big play. You don't need someone worried about their brand first. You don't need Kyrie Irving. You need to win by the collective. You need to win like a Boston team. Welcome to Fanatics Sports Channel.
Stepping up to the couch, it's Brian, who led the league last season in cracked screens. But with his new athletic case, it looks like that won't be the case. Touchdown, Brian!
Promo code FANSPORTS for 10% off your purchase. Remember to smash that subscribe button like you're gaining health points on Zelda. Smash it. You need those health points. FS1's host, Nick Wright, wrote out a list that's gaining a lot of hate on NBA Twitter. He wrote out his top 7 most valuable assets. And number 2, which surprised a lot of people, was Luka Doncic. Number 1 was Giannis, 24-year-old beast, absolute MVP candidate, probably will win the MVP. I agree though that Luka Doncic is number 2. Let me tell you why. Luka has an amazing ability to take over a game and score in clutch moments. Kobe has his Mamba mentality, while Luka has Luka magic. The Wonder Boy, as his Slovenian fans labeled Luka Doncic, is unique from any basketball player we've ever seen, as he is already a star, a professional champion, before he even entered the league, the NBA. Luka entered professional basketball at 14. He played for Real Madrid, and he learned even back then how to dominate a game. Luka in the NBA can be sloppy at times. You'll be watching him and it'll look, he'll make an ill-advised pass and it'll look, it'll make you nervous for a second. He'll airball a few times early on. But when the Mavericks do need points, Luka's focus changes. His eyes become fixated and obsessed, and you can see it. All the juvenile sloppy play that could be perceived as tunnel vision in the youth's game turned into sharp, clutch efficiency. In clutch field goal situations, Luka is only behind Victor Oladipo at 57.1% field goal in the clutch. The kid is simply cold-blooded. Doncic is already one of the most amazing late-game scorers in the league, and his facilitating gets better by the day. Luka is already ahead of his game, being able to play off the ball, hit step-back jumpers on the ball, but demanding the ball in key moments for important passes and important shots. Doncic wants the ball so much in those moments that he gets frustrated when the ball isn't trusted in his hands. He's seen barking at his coach, at his teammates, and not in a negative way, more like a clapping, like give me the damn ball type of way, like I can do this. At the age of 19, this is simply unprecedented. Even LeBron James, whose talent was off the charts, who came into the NBA with his head on fire, did not demand the ball for shots at pivotal moments. Hell, it took him years before he would even do that. But Doncic begrudgingly and angrily does it. Especially if the game's on the line, he feels it is simply his role to take over the game. And what does this mean? His ferocity can be compared to athletes like Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wayne Gretzky. Doncic's youthful ability to flip a switch and take over the game is simply in its infancy. What are we watching? Are we seeing something different than we've ever seen? A player with developing long-range skills that can space the floor similar to Steph Curry. He can step back maybe arguably better than James Harden can. More fundamentally sound at least. A body, 6'8", nimble, finesse, and skillful. A mentality to take over the game late, hindered only by inexperience and trying to make too many plays. Some things come naturally to people, but what we are seeing from this Mavericks rookie is just unprecedented.
Mix of news, games,
will Luka become one of the next great ones of all time?
If you like this,
or are we seeing something that we've already seen? Is this as good as he's ever going to get? I don't believe that. He's only 19. He's going to get taller, stronger. He's going to get better. Will he take the Mavericks this year from a lottery team to a playoff team? He could. He's already dueled players like James Harden and won. He's balled against Paul George, LeBron James, Curry, Lillard. Won all their respects. Doncic has the type of confidence that can change a sport and definitely change a team. He already has. And he has the ability to be a generational player for the Mavericks. The team has moved on from players that take the ball out of Luka's hands in key moments, like Dennis Smith Jr. to the Knicks, sending Harrison Barnes to the Kings. The Mavericks traded for Kristaps Porzingis, who has a relationship with Doncic, and they were looking to just go all in and bet on Luka. The funny thing is, the Mavericks, they probably wanted to tank a little bit so that next year they could get a better pick for this next draft. But Luka Doncic is not letting them tank. You saw against the Blazers the other night how he just took over the fourth quarter, scored more points than they did in the fourth quarter, and he won the game. I think Doncic and Porzingis will win many games. I think they'll even win a title, maybe 2, maybe 3. The new look Mavericks are developing their young star, and next year they may be a real force to be reckoned with. I would not want to face 20-year-old Luka Doncic fresh out of an NBA offseason. This year, he's coming off of a few months prior to the NBA season. He won a title and retired from the EuroLeague and went on to the NBA. He's probably tired. If you really think about it, give him a month to rest. Give him trainers. Give him a new diet. How good is he going to be? He even said that it seemed easier to score with a 3-second violation in the lane and the spacing of the NBA. How good is he going to be? Is this all talk? It doesn't seem like it is. It seems like Luka knows something that we are about to find out. Welcome to Fanatics Sports Channel.
Stepping up to the couch, it's Brian, who led the league last season in cracked screens. But with his new athletic case, it looks like that won't be the case. Touchdown, Brian!
Promo code FANSPORTS for 10% off your purchase. Remember to smash that subscribe button like you're gaining health points on Zelda. Smash it. You need those health points. Lakers fans, what makes you think that LeBron James and Anthony Davis will have great chemistry together in Los Angeles? And why the hell should New Orleans do LA and LeBron any favors? If the Lakers do decide to gut their roster and send New Orleans potentially mortgage their entire future and send it all the way to New Orleans, I think that is a very high chance of blowing up in their face. I want to ask this simple question. What proof have we seen that LeBron James can work well with other forwards? Antoine Jameson? No. Chris Bosh? Kind of. Kevin Love? They didn't really play that well together on the floor. And it's a wonder to me why Magic Johnson and the Lakers aren't trying to target someone like Damian Lillard, who probably won't leave, but you know, there's other players like Bradley Beal, Kemba Walker, and Kyrie Irving who seems like he wants to join LeBron anyway. Someone who's already benefited from LeBron's presence and adds something to the floor on a consistent basis. Besides that point alone, the Pelicans shouldn't be in a hurry to let the Lakers try their chances with Davis and LeBron this season. What's in it for the Pelicans? I mean, what's in it for New Orleans? Why feed the Lakers' giant ego by giving them what they're asking for directly? What ESPN and other media outlets fed into, and who benefits this besides ESPN and the Lakers? This is really just it's a scam. It really is. It's a scam. And I saw that Dell Demps, the GM of the New Orleans Pelicans, wasn't answering the Lakers' phone calls. And none of the offers the Lakers front office have prompted even a counter offer or discussion. Sadly for the Pelicans, the best potential trade is now off the table. The Knicks, in what looks like an emotional move, pulled the trigger seemingly prematurely on Kristaps Porzingis. He sent him to Dallas for some reason. In a perfect world, the Pelicans could have acquired KP, the Knicks' #1 pick, for Davis, which would have given New Orleans a chance at Zion Williamson or RJ Barrett. And I understand, Knicks were trying to clear up space for KD, but I feel like you could have gotten AD and KD. It could have been a perfect world for everyone. But since that ship has sailed, the mainstream sports media is telling us that the Lakers and the Celtics are the only chance at getting KD, even though the Celtics have just fallen off of the cliff because I guess AD's dad doesn't like Boston for some reason. The Pelicans are not in the playoff hunt and still have assets like Nikola Mirotic and Drew Holiday. If New Orleans is serious about competing in the near future, they should not be interested in what the Lakers have to offer. Anything short of the entire young core, gutting the entire Lakers roster, leaving LeBron James with absolutely nothing. Kuzma, Ball, Hart, Zubac, Ingram, and 2 first-round picks. They should just hang up the phone.
And welcome, sports
benefits
fans.
of trading Davis to
joining me.
the
I
East
definitely appreciate
far
that.
outweigh the benefits of trading to LeBron's
League. What is it? Why should I watch?
Especially if they
Why
have
does it
any type
exist?
of roster
All right,
left
let's-
after the trade.
Big
A team like the Celtics
is a
may not be as
basketball league
interested
created
because
by
of recent
rapper
comments
and
by
actor
AD
Ice Cube. The league is
and
operated
Danny
by
Ainge's
Clyde
treatment of
Drexler,
players
Hall
over
of
the
Famer
years.
for the NBA.
But if the Celtics are willing to roll the dice
league's
on
commissioner.
Davis,
The league is a
still have
3-on-3 basketball
valuable
league that
draft
allows
capital
for hand
that will
checking
be
on
really good
defense.
for the
Hand
Warriors.
checking, if you don't know,
and
has
if
been
it's somehow
outlawed in the
possible
NBA,
for
and
Del
many
Devs to
former
get a combination
basketball
of Terry
players
Rozier,
point
Jason
to
Tatum,
hand
and
checking
Jaylen Brown
as the reason
and any
for
type
lack
of draft capital that the
defense in
Celtics are
the
willing to
league
throw
and
in for
increased
Anthony
scoring
Davis,
volume.
I think that is a much better trade
So,
for New Orleans. Even
the
if
Big
AD
Three
doesn't want to go
is
there,
a 3-on-3
if you can
basketball
get
league
some
played
sort
only
of
on half
combination
court
of
with
those
an
players,
emphasis
I think
on
that's
tough
just a much
hard-nosed
better
defense,
choice.
such as hand
Tatum
checking.
showed us last year in the playoffs that he
2 and
has
3
the
pointers
potential
count in the league as such,
to be a franchise
unique
player.
to the Big Three league.
The
is
Celtics
the
to me
4-point
look
zone.
like
Now, what the hell
they're
is a
giving
4-point zone?
the franchise to Kyrie Irving
4-point
and Gordon
zone.
Hayward, or
Is
at
it
least
full
they
court?
were
I get
until
4
the
points
other
if I
day
make a
when
shot?
Kyrie
No.
Irving said he doesn't know
If a
anyone.
player is touching any part of a
Whatever you wanna
quote-unquote
say.
4-point
Doesn't know
zone,
anyone
which
crap.
will be featured
If the Celtics are willing to take the risk of losing Davis
that
after
the shot is worth that shot is then worth
next season,
4 points when made.
New Orleans should pull
Very,
the
very
trigger on
deep
that young core
three-point
right
shot.
now. Another
To
team
win the game,
could want
a
Davis.
team must
Another
score
team that could
50
want
points.
Davis.
There
the
is
Chicago
no
Bulls.
time limit.
I don't know what they
Each
give
team
up.
has 2
Similar
timeouts.
to New York,
Half
they
of
have a
there are
lottery
2
pick.
halves.
The Raptors could
Substitutions can be made.
There's a lot
at
of pick
ball
places
or
that could
foul.
want AD. I don't
Most
think
of
they
the
should
basic
send him
basketball rules
to the
apply,
Lakers.
except
I think that'd be
like in the
stupidest
NBA,
move.
there is no 3-second just rule.
Period. You know, you could get Kevin Knox. You could get a 3-team
Offense or
trade
defense, right.
with Brown.
There is no
Tatum,
city per
Knox,
team.
and one
The
of the
teams
Duke
travel
stars.
together.
You get a
and
lot
they
of
play
things
together
done
in
with
many
it.
different cities.
Los Angeles is
The
trying to
Big
use
Three
their fan
appeal,
base,
or
the power of the
appeal
media, to control the narrative.
is the
and
stars and
suggest
familiar
that New
faces
Orleans'
that
best
play-
offers
that
in
played
Los
in the
Angeles
NBA
just
but
because
now play in
LeBron
the
is
Big
there.
Three league.
But there is
I'll
some
go down the
value,
list of each
value
team.
long
We'll talk
term
about
in not letting
Their
the Lakers do this
coaches are,
again.
and we'll note off the name, what they did, who they are. So that we have the Threes Company. Their coach is Michael Cooper.
to Fanatics Sports
Their captains
Channel.
are DeMar DeRozan, former Golden State Warrior All-Star Baron Davis, and
Stepping up to
former
the couch,
LeBron
it's
James
Brian,
teammate from
who led the
Cleveland,
league
Drew
last
Gooden.
season in
Also
cracked
played
screens. But with his new athletic case, it looks like that won't be the
Other
case.
players on the Threes Company include Andre Emmett,
Touchdown,
Jason
Brian.
Maxiell, and former 2016 NBA champion Dante
Promo
Jones,
code
as well as
FAN
Keith
Sports for
Bogans.
10% off your purchase. Remember to
The
smash that
three-headed
subscribe
monsters,
button.
coached by
If you're gaining
Hall of
health
Famer
points on Zelda,
Gary Payton. This is
smash
another
it.
team.
You
Three-headed
need those health
monsters,
points.
Gary Payton's
And
team.
welcome, sports fans.
The
Thank you for
captains are
joining me.
Richard
I
Lewis,
really do
who has been a
appreciate it.
Big
Gumbo
Three
sports
MVP
fans,
candidate
sports
both
fans,
years.
all sports
that
fans.
it's been
Thank
existed.
you.
So he's
Remember
been
to hit that
he's been
subscribe
a
button. I just
phenomenal
asked
Big
you to
Three
do it.
player.
Wait,
Reggie
Mama.
Evans
Do
is
it.
also a
Let's talk
captain
about the NBA
and
trade
old
now.
but still balling
Raptors
hard.
and
Mahmoud
Grizzlies just made a
Abdul
huge trade.
Rauf.
A Woj bomb,
with
if you
Michael
will.
Jordan.
Adrian Wojnarowski reports that the Raptors and
The
Grizzlies
way
are
he's still,
finalizing the trade agreement.
the fact that he's still playing,
Mark
the level he's
Gasol
playing at.
to Toronto.
His age is just
For
incredible, to
Jonas
be honest with
Valanciunas,
you.
Delon Wright,
These
CJ
type of
Miles, and a
players, and he's playing
2024
very well.
second round pick.
Other
This is
players
very
on
interesting.
the three-headed
I believe
monsters
this makes
include
the Raptors
Jamario Moon,
a-
Kobe's best
An
friend
even
and
more dangerous team than they were before. They already
favorite
had Kawhi
number one
Leonard.
pick,
They were
Kwame
starting
Brown,
to develop some chemistry.
Salim
They were
Stoudemire,
starting
and
to win a lot of
Quintel
games.
All right,
However,
that's it for the
Bucks
three-headed monsters.
Are even more dangerous
The
than they
Ball
ever have been.
Hogs are the next team. They are
And,
coached by
they are not
Rick
scrubs either.
Barry.
And the
Rick
Sixers
Barry
are not scrubs.
is
The
a
Sixers are
Hall of
better than
Famer.
they were. They
You
just
don't know
traded
who
for
Rick Barry
Tobias
is.
Harris, which we'll talk about in a second. Or
He's
another
a basketball Hall of Famer. The captains for the Ball Hogs are Brian Scalabrine,
The
a.k.a.
East is a lot
the
more
White
dangerous.
Mamba.
I'm excited to
Everyone
see
knows that.
an Eastern Conference that
Josh
isn't just
Childress,
LeBron James.
players
I'm excited
like,
to just wonder who's it going to be. Who's
the
it going to be?
other,
Oh my God!
that's,
It's
all,
going
that's
to
it
be
for the
6
captain
game,
brothers,
7 game
just,
playoff
Brian
series.
Scalabrine.
It's going to be great.
Josh Childress.
And
The other players are
and
Andre Owens,
honestly, if I had to
Corsi
guess right now, I would take the
Edwards, I
Raptors.
haven't heard of
I
him,
would take
and
the
Jermaine
Raptors.
Taylor.
I just
I
think
don't
they
remember
have the
him,
veteran now,
either,
especially
actually.
with Mark
So that's
Gasol, they have
interesting.
the veteran
Two guys I don't remember,
presence.
but I
They
remember
have
pretty much
two
every one of these other
former
guys.
defensive player of the
The
year.
Ghost Ballers have
and
the
Gasol
legendary George Gervin as as their coach,
Leonard,
legendary
and
shooting
Leonard
guard.
is a former Finals MVP.
For the
I mean,
captains,
Leonard's
they
been
have
there and
Mike
done that.
Bibby,
He could easily
Ricky
take
Davis,
I don't know if
and
they'll win.
former All-Star Carlos
Finals.
as
But
the
you know, if he
captains.
did, and the Raptors
and the
won
players
the
are
finals, I mean,
Lee
that would be
Nalen,
one hell of a
Marcus
story.
Banks, Mario West, and Yvonne
No one's hardly
Johnson.
even talking about the Raptors, even
that's
though
it for
they
the
are
Ghost
balling.
Ballers. That's
Just
them.
as good as pretty much anybody else.
The Killer Threes have former Nick Charles Oakley,
Welcome
former
to
Pistons
Fanatic
champion.
Sports Channel.
Yeah, well, he's their coach. Pistons champion and all-star Chauncey Billups is their.
Stepping up
everyone
to the
knows
couch,
Chauncey
it's
Billups,
Brian, who led the league last season in cracked screens. But with his new athletic case,
as well
it
as
looks
Steven
like that
Jackson
won't be
and
the
former
case.
Lakers champion Metta World Peace.
Touchdown, Brian!
One of the team's captains. The other players on the
Promo
Killer
code
Threes
FAN
are
Sports for 10%
Alan Jackson,
off your
Ryan
purchase.
Hollins,
Remember
Mike
to smash
James,
that
and Josh
subscribe
Powell.
button. Like you're gaining health points on Zelda.
Killer Threes, the
Smash it.
Tri-State team,
You need those
is
health
coached
points.
by Hall of Famer
Breaking
Julius
news out of Baltimore,
Dr.
where
J.
the
Irvin.
Ravens have agreed in principle
Everyone,
to trade former
from
Super
the
Bowl
80s
MVP
knows who
Joe
that
Flacco
is.
to
He's
the
their
Denver
coach.
Broncos. League sources told
Is
ESPN
the
and
captain for
Dennis
the
Shepard.
Tri-State team
Trade cannot be
is
processed
former
until
perennial
the NFL
all-star
league year
Amare
begins Wednesday,
Stoudemire,
March 13th.
along with another former all-star Jermaine O'Neal, as well as small but crafty Nate Robinson,
Joe
who
Flacco,
was an
fit in
NBA
Baltimore.
journeyman for a lot of teams. I mean, the Celtics,
Wasn't a good fit.
the Bulls. He played for a lot of different teams. The
I
Knicks
think
even.
he is. I don't think
the league has been around.
Broncos
This
are
league
gonna
has
win
been
Super
around
Bowl
for
with him. I think
2
they
years.
could go to the playoffs.
And
with
oh,
Joe
actually,
Flacco
sorry, I almost
at
forgot
the
the other
helm.
players for the Tri-State.
But
It's
I
also
don't see
David
this
Hawkins,
being
Robert
a huge
Hite,
deal.
and
I don't
Bonzi
think this is going to change
All right,
the
so
division. The Broncos
those are
I still
all the
think
teams
John
that have
Elway
not won a
needs to learn how to
championship.
draft a quarterback.
The league has been around for two
I
years.
don't know when that's going to
The
happen.
league has had 2 championship teams, 2 different teams.
You know,
The first team to win
they're always in the middle.
in
of
2017
the
was
draft,
Team Trilogy,
so at least
whose
in the
coach
first
was
round.
Clyde
So
Drexler,
it's
but now
hard for
the
them
coach is
to
Rick
get
Mahorn.
elite talent.
Because Clyde Drexler is the commissioner,
usually they're
as
gone
well
by
as
the
their
top 10 picks.
current head coach.
But
I'm sorry, their captains,
the
their current
Seahawks got
captains,
Russell Wilson
Kenyon
in the
Martin
third
and
round.
Al
Patriots
Harrington,
got Tom
former
Brady
number
in
1
the
pick.
sixth
Kenyon
round.
Martin and Al
Dak
Harrington,
Prescott
obviously
went
an
in the
NBA
fourth round
standout
for
for many
Cowboys.
years with the Celtics
At some
and
point
the Hawks
in one
and
of these
others.
drafts, John Elway is
And,
going to have to draft a QB.
Also, Rashad
and
McCants is a
figure it out.
captain for them. The team
Anyway,
will
thanks for
also
watching.
have going
Please
into
remember
next
to
year
subscribe,
Derek
like,
Byers,
check
James
out our
White,
other
Deion Glover, and
content.
Al Thornton to start that 2019 summer league. Right after it's going to be right
Welcome to
after the
Fanatic Sports
NBA
Channel.
Finals is when it's going to start, actually, or a couple weeks after. So last year,
Stepping
we
up to
raced,
the couch, it's Brian,
last year,
who led the league
talk about
last season
team.
in
Last year
cracked
we raced
screens.
the
But
first
with his new
ever
athletic case, it looks
female
like that won't
to
be
win
the case.
as a coach to win a championship while coaching.
Touchdown,
in sport.
Brian!
And that's Nancy Lieberman. And
Promo
and that's
code
just amazing.
FAN
Like
Sports
she
for 10%
she was her first year coaching.
Remember to smash
Came
that
in there to
subscribe
coach
button.
Power,
Like you're gaining
and
health
they
points
won a
on
championship for us.
Smash it.
It's absolutely incredible. Nancy Lieberman
In
is
association
aka Lady
with
Magic
Rum Boys
for
Fantasy
WNBA
Sports.
female league.
Why is the Rum Boys
She's been the coach for them for a year now. This will be going on her second year. The 2018 Big 3 MVP. He is also the captain of Power, and he's Corey
Good
Maggette,
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
who is a
Welcome
Bulls
to
fan,
the
Clippers
Rum
fan.
Boys
She knows
Fantasy
who
Sports
Corey
Network,
Maggette is.
featuring
He
Fanatic
spent
Sports.
years in the
I'm
NBA,
here.
putting
I'm in the
great
flesh.
numbers on offense.
Yes. We
He
got
was
Josh
hindered a lot by
from
injury.
Fanatic Sports
He
representing in the
couldn't
house
stay healthy.
for his
That long
YouTube channel. Make sure you
stretch
guys
he had
subscribe to his channel.
Check out the Fanatic Sports channel. Subscribe to the Rum Boys.
Thank
Do
you.
it.
Appreciate that. Wanted to. Oh look, see, we already got some people joining
Tino
us.
Mobley
Welcome,
and
ladies
Glenn
and
Big Baby
gentlemen.
Davis.
We're gonna go ahead. Actually, before we really dive in, let some more people kind of like flood in here.
Yeah, flood on in.
Yeah, that number is creeping up there. We're gonna go over today's like biggest Woj bombs.
Power, Big 3
Make sure you
Power.
guys follow
Chris
follow
Birdman
Rum
Anderson,
Boys
the
on
former
Twitter at
Heat
Rum
champion
Boys,
with
spelled
LeBron
with a
James,
Z N-E-T.
of 2000.
Josh?
Follow Fanatic Sports on Twitter at JCheerio92. It's kind of a weird name. We might switch it up, but either way, follow our YouTube channel. That's the Fanatic Sports channel, and also check out Gumbo Sports. That's another project I'm working on and working with those guys, and those guys are awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Gumbo Sports, by the way. Amazing
why should you watch
article
this
that
year?
you
Oh,
guys
last
year was filled with
Yeah,
drama.
I love that. What was the evolution of the
former
quarterback,
NBA
right?
Oh,
players.
basically, it was about how
Also,
Tom
the Big
Brady
Three
is
is landing
he's a
huge
legend.
free agents and former
A
athletes.
lot of legends are created, like Michael Jordan, LeBron James. They're immediately, like you see right when they enter their
After
professional
spending
career,
the
they're
last 3
dominant.
years trying
Tom
to convince
Brady
Kobe and
he's
Kevin
been
Garnett
through
to
every
join the
single
Big Three. The founder of the Big
evolution,
Three, Ice Cube,
and
was
you
able
basically
to,
that's what I talk about in my article.
awesome
Definitely check that out too.
So he was
That's
able
on
to get
gumbosports.com.
headlining
Also, Also, check out my Anthony Davis article on there and everything else they have on there. And remember, subscribe to Rum Boys and Rum Boys Fantasy Sports Network on YouTube.
Steve Blake of the former
certainly. Thank
Daniel
you, brother.
Boobie Gibson.
So it looks like we got a couple
from
people
LeBron
up
James'
in
first
there.
final run. That kid
As you guys see the title of today's live stream, my
he's going
first
to join
time
next
doing
year.
this here on Sportscaster. Thank you for giving us this platform, Sportscaster.
But also, Ice Cube
as you see the
announced there
title,
will be
yeah.
4 new coaches,
NBA trade
including
deadline.
Lisa Leslie, and 4 new teams.
Wanted to get into like some of like
one of the coaches
today's
will be
biggest
WNBA
splashes.
legend Lisa Leslie. She's been
You know,
chosen
for those of you guys that are just
She will
joining
coach.
us. Josh, what was the move?
They haven't drafted. They haven't gotten their players.
I mean, it definitely wasn't as big as a lot of people wanted it to be. I'm sure everyone at ESPN is pissed because they wanted KD moved so bad, and they've been pushing it for like weeks now. But my biggest thing was Marc Gasol to the Raptors and Tobias Harris to the 76ers. Gasol to the Raptors definitely wasn't as huge a game changer. They never had a guy like him up there in Toronto, and along with Ibaka, their front court is just. But my biggest thing was Gasol.
It's gonna be nasty. I like the way those two are gonna be. It's gonna be a wide Kawhi up there. I think that this makes them, you know, more of a perennial powerhouse out there in the East. Still kind of, you know, looking at Markelle Fultz. For some of you guys that are joining us, I've said on my show in very previous episodes, very past episodes, just about how disappointed I've been in Fultz.
Oh yeah,
he's now going to be rocking that white and blue that Orlando Magic.
That could be something interesting.
Very interesting. Even gonna play.
I think he'll play. I think they wouldn't trade for him. You know, if they're not going to give him at least a try. You know, if he just goes there and just flails out and just sucks, then yeah, they'll probably part ways. But I would hope that Orlando would give him a shot. You know.
I mean, doesn't he still have the issues with the shoulder as well?
It's something, yeah. As far as I know, he has like some sort of shoulder problem where he can't. It's not that it hurts him; it's that his stroke is off, and he's not injured. He just has some sort of problem with his shoulder. It's like, from what I understand, it's not completely psychological, but it's at least partly psychological. And he's seeing all types of specialists. They've been trying to get him fixed up for like the better part of a year. And
right.
I'm like, when is he just gonna, you know, nose down and like just ball, you know, just play? He already has a triple double. How many people under 21 have a triple double? Like, not many in NBA history. So he's got something in there. They just need to. Just needs to get it out.
Get it out. I don't know. Yeah, come back to college form. If you go back to college form, Markelle, then I definitely think that you could be a difference maker. You said that you wanted to leave the Sixers anyways. Jimmy Buckets was trying, you know, kind of like convince the young man, you know, to stick with the 76ers organization. I think it was kind of a bad move. On your part. I don't know if going to Orlando necessarily helps. I don't know if that brings you back full health. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch how
I think Orlando's grasping at straws with Fultz, and I think that
Obama just went down. Yeah, didn't
worse lately. So with the more touches he gets, it seems like. So you know, maybe he'll be better under Brett Brown. Which, if you guys remember, Brett Brown was with the Spurs a couple of years ago, before, I believe, when Jonathan Simmons was there, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of the connection there. He might know how to use Simmons better than they did in Orlando. So that's kind of like an addition by subtraction there, because they weren't using Fultz anyway. Spurs a couple years ago, before, I believe,
now
when Jonathan Simmons was there, if I'm not mistaken.
Going back over
so
to
that's
the
kind of the
side,
connection there. He might know how to use Simmons better than they did in Orlando.
In-house,
so
like
that's
you
kind of like an
mentioned at the
addition
beginning
by
of our
subtraction
stream,
there, because they weren't using Fultz anyway.
Bias, Harris.
So that's kind of like an
really
addition by subtraction there, because they weren't using Fultz
should have. All-Star Snap. Make sure you guys go check out Josh's series on Fanatic Sports on YouTube. He does an All-Star sub Harris. All-Star snub. Yeah, segment. Very well done segment. Yeah, it goes into highlights and everything. But furthermore, Tobias Harris giving the 76% perimeter three-point shooting. He does an All-Star. What are your thoughts surrounding this one?
Something they desperately needed. They needed somebody who can score and take the pressure off of. The thing is, I don't know how well Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons mesh. Now it'll be interesting to see how well Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris Harris in that, and maybe he's the kind of glue that can bring Simmons together. Who knows? I mean, they have a huge decision. I don't know how well Jimmy upcoming season. I'm not sure what Harris's contract situation is, but I'm really not at all.
Yeah,
we'll have to. I'm gonna have to look that up in a second. But I do know that that'll be the most interesting part about Ben Simmons, just to see how he meshes with his new star, Tobias Harris, because that's what he is. He's a star. He's not a superstar, but he is a star. He's a very solid player.
He's like you said, he's more not necessarily like an all NBA guy. He's more along lines of an all-star type of guy.
Very good scorer, good defender.
Most certainly. I think that this helps, especially because Ben Simmons doesn't really like to shoot from the three. So I mean, Tobias Harris increases the ability for that to be able to take place. Look for from being that from my side of the things, we are the fantasy sports network. From a fantasy standpoint, you were actually kind of talking like, does he lose kind of points in this
that's
trade-off?
A good question. Like, does Tobias Harris, because they gave him the ball a lot with the Clippers, because they didn't really. I mean, they had Lou Williams, they have a couple other guys, but he was their scorer and he was doing a really good job. And actually, just read on Bleacher Report, pulled this up last summer. Actually, Tobias Harris rejected an $80 million contract extension, an $80 million contract extension from the Clippers. So that probably is why the Clippers were looking to trade him.
Right.
They were probably like, all right, let's make him look really, really good, give him the ball a bunch, make him put up a bunch of big numbers, make himself look good, then we trade him. It's interesting. I don't know if they got everything that they wanted for it.
Well, really quick, I just wanted to, because I'm keeping up, as you guys see here, both, Josh and I, we still have our phones out. I want to shout out BZB. He's actually gonna be hopefully soon, becoming part of the Rumboys writing staff.
Cool.
So shout out to you, BZB. I see that you just dropped us a like right there on the Twitter. Greatly appreciate that. Go ahead and retweet that for me as well, brother. Get some more people up in here. I want to get as many reactions as we can going on with this. Let's see here. So kind of moving forward. I know that we're already 10 minutes into the stream. It'd be a shame for me to kind of like not mention my team. Reggie Bullock becoming a Laker. You guys see the hoodie. You know what time it is. Lake Show. I'm still disappointed. LeBron sitting 4 seats down from his teammates.
That was interesting.
Definitely interesting. We are going to get into that a little bit later, because there's only so much that happened with the trade deadline.
Yeah, for sure.
But Reggie Bullock coming from Detroit. We got rid of our rookie Spy. I don't even know how to feel. Reggie's excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he wants to come ball with the Lakers, I'm sure. It's interesting that we were just talking about how he sat a few. LeBron sat a few. I wonder how they're going to mend that. I mean, maybe Reggie is somebody who can come and help them. They just also traded Zubac.
Yep. Yeah, Zubac is gone.
I don't know how I feel about that one either. It seems like they traded him to free up a roster spot for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah. So here's what I think is gonna happen. I wanted to kind of save this take, because we were talking definitely loco, muy loco for them. I wanted to save this take for a little bit more into the show.
Wait.
But no, we're gonna dive right into this. Yeah, there's no better time. So Lakers, Zubac gone. Get rid of I felt that was a solid rookie. Damn solid rookie.
Why? I don't know why.
Here's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Okay, and Lakers Nation, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, come here, leave a message.
Yeah, I know. I have a feeling that on Twitter, Greg Berman from ESPN Los Angeles is probably gonna get on my case about this one. Shout out to Lakers Raw. My Lakers bold prediction: Melo. We pick Melo up off of waivers. And I'm thinking something gets done with Enes Kanter too. I think that
Enes Kanter from the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm thinking I could
former Thunder.
Yeah, I could see something happen like that. Kenter was just released.
They could use a scoring forward, and he
Yeah.
can drop like 15. You know, he can do that. He has the ability. So
I like him as a player.
I like him as a player.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
good. He's a pick and roll guy. They could use another shooter on the Lakers for sure.
Yep.
This is what blew my mind. I'll tell you right now. It kind of just popped in my head. Why the heck didn't the Lakers try to get Bradley Beal?
Oh my gosh, I know. You had mentioned on actually our page. You're
Yeah.
like, yo, like what is going on?
What are they doing? He's a shooter. LeBron's good as a shooter who can like ball, and that's Bradley Beal. That's exactly who he is, and the Wizards are trying to get rid of him. It's just
I'm gonna have to call up Magic on that one and be like, yeah, what's going
Magic,
on?
are you missing this, or what's going on? Am I the only one in America thinking about this trade?
And I think that we probably could have, we probably could have, you know, based off of your take, I think we probably could have swung something to where, you know, we get Bill, and then turn around like right after that. That's when all of a sudden the Wizards would deal. Like if we go in and we pitch it earlier, that's when John Wall falls down his steps. Brady's like, oh, like sorry,
Yeah,
Washington. Like, and I'm from DC, so I'm sorry, Wizards. You know, Wizards fans, but. Damn, it's a bad time to be Wizards fan. That's my son in the background. Home with dad today. You know, we work, but you know, it never stops. You know, it never stops. Can you go upstairs, buddy? Oh my gosh. But yeah, you guys.
Otto Porter just went to the Bulls.
Yeah, Otto Porter to the Bulls.
We'll take him.
Yeah,
I'm a Bulls fan for sure. From Chicagoland, and I will definitely take Otto Porter any day. Wizards are trying to unload and just trying to like rebuild, and man, they just got to eat that. Nobody's going to take that John Wall contract.
Nobody.
Nobody's going to. I mean, the best they could do probably at this point is get a buyout for like 80 mil. Like,
Yeah, go upstairs, buddy.
man, and I don't even know if that's a good idea. John Wall, I don't even know what the Wizards are probably just face palming right now. The Wizards front office are just like, man, how did this happen? Like John Wall, he and then the funny thing is when he signed the contract, that was when like didn't he win a playoff series or something? Yeah, so he went. Everyone's like, oh, he's about to just explode, dude. He's gonna go to the finals next, and then injury. Oh.
With John Wall, I think John Wall should have left and went to a different team a long time ago. But he likes DC. Like he legitimately like I've seen dude, you know, back home, like, you know, in clubs and stuff. Yeah, like he enjoys DC.
Blame him. I mean, it's a beautiful city, I'm sure.
Most certainly. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, make sure that you follow us on Twitter. Really quick, I want to take this time, 15 minutes through to kind of pay some bills really quick. I know that you have some sponsors. I have some sponsors. You want to go ahead and shout out your sponsor first?
Yeah, everybody, if you need phone cases and you want some cool sports stuff, check out athleticcases.com and use the promo code FAN, F-A-N, sports, all one word, F-A-N, sports.
Go ahead and drop that in the chat here so that you guys can go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, and go get a discount off your phone cases. Check that out.
Most certainly. Also, ladies and gentlemen, check us out on Twitter, because here's why I'm mentioning that. I drop a promo code for you guys for Thrive Fantasy app. Download Thrive Fantasy app on both Android and iOS. Hashtag prop up. You can hop in, place player bets head to head. Get in on all the action. I won a little bit of money this past Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
This boring ass Super Bowl that we just had. And then also check out ticksblitz.com. The price that you see is the price that you pay for your next concert or NBA, MLB, NFL game, whatever the case may be. Don't pay those high StubHub prices. Check out ticksblitz.com and use promo code RUNBOYS in all caps to receive 5% off.
Got to get those discounts, guys. You got to get those discounts. Anyway, I noticed we lost a few guys, so let's dive right back into it.
Yep.
Okay, man. I'm gonna drop a hot take. It's probably actually a really cold take at this point.
Go ahead. I'm gonna grab a cold one while you do that.
Absolutely, that's a good idea.
You want one?
Carmelo, sure, I'll take a beer, I guess. Thank you. And Carmelo Anthony going to the Lakers. This is a bad idea. Thanks, man. This is a bad idea, LeBron. And I honestly think that if this does happen, they have a very good chance of missing the playoffs. And that's scary if you're LeBron James, because he is on top of the world as far as endorsements, social media. ESPN is, loving on him every day, worshiping his feet. Just scary.
I can't even remember the last time that LeBron wasn't in the playoffs. I don't think he's ever.
It's been a long time.
But I don't even think it's when's the last time that he hasn't been in the playoffs?
9 maybe.
Yeah, forever ago. I graduated high school back then.
No, he was in the playoffs. Never mind. So it's like 04.
We'd have to Google or Alexa that.
I'm gonna Google this. I want to make sure I'm right.
Point being, right now it's not looking good for LeBron. LeBron did go actually on record recently and say that there's not really much in his career right now that he's chasing. Not really sure how I feel about that as a Lakers fan, because it's like, well, then why come to Hollywood, bro? Coming out. So I actually have the exact quote here. So there's nothing. Per LeBron James, when asked wanting to win another title before his career ends, there's nothing I need to get in this league that I don't already have. Everything else for me is just like icing on the cake, but there's nothing I'm chasing or feel like I need to end my career on. End quote.
I mean, that's you shouldn't say that, because first of all, if I'm a Lakers fan, I'm like, okay, then why? Yeah, like you just said, why are you here? Then leave, then go retire, then go make some movies. What if you're not chasing anything? You shouldn't be playing basketball anymore. If you're really that bored with basketball, and I don't think he's bored, I think he's insecure. I think he's just making excuses because he knows that he can't beat the Warriors. Right. That's really all it comes down to. And he needs other people's help to beat the Warriors, and he doesn't want to admit that, even though he does every day on Twitter, pretty much, which is really weird. But no, it's a bunch of phony baloney. That's all it is from LeBron.
Most certainly no. I could not agree more. Like I said, there was no need for you to come to LA if you weren't ready to come here and you weren't ready to win chips and you weren't ready to do what we do in the purple gold. Kobe Mamba mentality. He would never ever say anything like that.
Even if you thought it, he would never think that or say it, or probably wouldn't even think it. He would never say it though.
What's funny is didn't LeBron just recently come out and state that he's the greatest of all time?
He did. I think he said something like whenever he won in Cleveland, that made him the greatest of all time, or something like that.
Something to that effect. When realistically, Kyrie is the one who took that game-winning shot.
Yeah, in reality, without Kyrie, there's no way. And I'm not saying he didn't play amazing. He averaged almost 40 points a game. But at the same time, no, dude. That didn't make you the greatest of all time.
And then on top of that, we mentioned LeBron. We mentioned Kyrie just there in that same sentence. You're making the push for AD. That doesn't work. Now your butt hurt. Yeah. And now you're on Instagram playing old Fetty Wap songs, talking about some rewind to Kyrie, and you're tagging him, Instagramming him. Hashtag why the rum is always gone.
Why the rum's always gone. There you go.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you on Rum Boys and Girls. What they do. Yup. We're sipping on Corona today. We're keeping it light for you guys because we still have channels to run.
Yeah, we still got stuff to do.
Yeah, we still got stuff to do today.
Just one beer.
Yeah, but no, for real though, why is Rum always gone in regards to that? Now you're trying to bring Kyrie to LA. Kyrie's throwing a fit. We got Kyrie throwing a fit towards the media, and then we also simultaneously got KD throwing a fit towards the media. How do you feel as a member of this industry?
Well, I get it. They're badgering him a little bit much. They're asking him questions that he can't answer. A lot of the times that's what they're doing. But grow up a little bit, guys. Let's be real. Kyrie Irving needs to grow up, and so does KD.
I think KD just said to grow up.
I'm telling KD to grow up right now, dude. He's 30-some years old. He needs to grow up a little bit. You didn't sign a contract, okay, with them. You've said you want a max. There's other people who want max. There's only so much money. You know this. You know this. You're leaving it out there every day. And Steph was like defending him, saying like, "Oh well, you know they're being mean to him and stuff in the media, like a bunch of stuff." And I'm like, man, come on, like, dude, you left it out there. If you didn't want this discussion, you would have signed a contract. That's all it comes down to.
Oh my god, it was all bad. I find it ironic you telling KD to grow up after him telling members of the media to grow up.
To grow up.
I can't hate on you, KD. You're from Seat Pleasant, Maryland, brother. You know, somehow
He's amazing.
Amazing player. Like you said, you're just trying to play basketball.
I get it,
but also at the same time, when you say like you don't know who got rid of Porzingis, it kind of makes it like you might know who got rid of Porzingis.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Like it kind of makes it. You think for a second, like, wait, what are you talking about now? I didn't even bring that up. You said it. Like
New York suddenly has cap space. Kyrie is saying, "Hey, you know,
they're asking for attention."
Oh yeah, Kyrie's saying he don't owe anyone shit. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to share this stream because we're actually we're getting into some this is actually fun. This is funny. Feel free to hop in the comments and tell us how you guys are feeling.
This is pretty funny how Kyrie is just like
it's simultaneous.
Yeah, you're begging for attention, yet you don't want attention.
Exactly. Earlier before you were talking about a player that just got waived, Zach Rudolph, and I was saying how he could even be possibly picked up by the Lakers as well. You know, to try and
that's true.
And part of why I make this take is because for Magic Johnson, you want to make it appear to LeBron like you're doing everything that you can. You're giving it all that you got.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying everything I can to put some type of talent around you.
Good. You know, Melo was good.
Melo was good. I think Melo would be fine if he got back with his favorite, was Brody, LeBron.
If anyone can make Melo play well, in my opinion, it's LeBron. I believe that they'll work out something chemistry wise. I don't think that Harden was the best facilitator, and he did play well with Paul. If you watched Melo's games, there were times where Paul would set him up for a good shot, set him up for a good play, and Melo would make the play. It's just Harden. The offense is Harden. Like everyone in that offense plays with Harden.
Oh, speaking of Harden, he did come out and kind of agree with what Kobe had said in that last interview.
Good point. That was interesting too.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Stating, "Hey, I don't see that this style of play can further much more like continue or go on." Very, very interesting comments by Harden. I just wanted to throw that out there. But going back to what we were saying about the Kings, De'Aaron Fox, in that whole Harrison Barnes situation, I think that gives him a veteran that he can now key on, learn a lot from a champion.
Yeah, he's a champion.
Great basketball IQ. I think that greatly helps Sacramento. I just want to change gears, and just highlight how that
Kings for a little
bit. And how that affects that young man. I noticed we've been in California a good portion of it so far.
Talk about Cali a lot. Cali gets talked about. That's what they want to do in Cali. They want to get talked about. And Sacramento doesn't get talked about enough. Honestly, they're a good team. They're in the playoff hunt. They're ahead of the Lakers, which blows my mind right now. Actually, nobody talks about that. De'Aaron Fox is playing like a star. He really is. He's going to be a star someday. He has the potential. He has a better shot than Westbrook already, like in my opinion, as far as fundamentals goes. He has a potential to be not only as a freak of an athlete as Westbrook, maybe not quite as much, but like close, and just be a leader. And he's got all these shooters around him. We just talked about Barnes now. They just traded for him. And they have Bagley down low, and they have Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield's pretty great too, actually.
Buddy is nice.
Low key playing really well this year. The Kings across the board, man. They're a good team, and it sucks they can't sign. We just read that happened like literally 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago that Zach Randolph got waived by the Mavericks.
By the way, actually, yes, he's waived. Yeah, that's right. We just covered that.
Can't pick him up, and they wanted to, but they can't, which is really weird right now. So he's in a weird situation where he has $11 million on the table, and if somebody wants to pick him up, they're going to have to either negotiate with him or they're going to have to pick up his $11 million. I don't know who's going to do that. I'm not sure.
There's no one.
He's so late in his career. It's hard to say.
He's up there. He's a little bit older.
Yeah.
He's been in the league since I think what, man?
He's like 35.
Since we were kids.
Yeah. I think he's about 35 years old.
Yeah, he's not that much older than me. Never mind. Damn.
I'm surprised he's still playing, to be honest.
Yeah.
His prime was pretty brief, but it was really good. It was good. It didn't last very long, but it was good. I remember when he was with the Grizzlies, he was good, and he's had a good career. I am looking up LeBron James postseason years, and
okay, from what we were talking about earlier, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're sharing this with your friends. Bring some more people in.
But the Kings, man, the Kings. I think the Kings will be good. I don't know. I think the Kings will be good. I think someday soon the Mavericks are going to be good. Yeah, just make sure you're sharing all this stuff. Get your voice in here. Let's talk about what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, I want some questions. Let's get some questions really quick. I would love to field some from you guys. Because like I said, I mean, Woj bombs were dropping. This wasn't the most exciting NBA trade deadline that we had. I know that we were all realistically looking for the Anthony Davis trade to go down. Let's actually talk about that.
Yeah.
There's actually, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of give you guys a preview in a way of kind of something I mentioned on air on an episode that's gonna be dropping soon. Dell Demps can go screw himself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dell Demps can go screw himself. Look, someone's like, oh no. Yeah, because and here's why. All right, if you weren't gonna deal AD, and if you weren't gonna engage in these contract talks, I mean, what was realistically the point? I think that this move was done to get at the Lakers, to demoralize the Lakers, to get at those players.
It was a targeted attack.
Yeah, it was a targeted attack, man. Like
it was. It was a targeted attack to split them apart. I agree.
Did you see the 24 clock?
No.
Like the Pelicans had posted a NBA trade deadline clock that ran just like Fox's old show 24. All you keep the Sutherland fans out there. But yeah, like it ran like the 24 clock, and it was just kind of like trolling. Like you just kind of like when you saw it, like when you saw the tweet, you just kind of got like the sense that they're just here to fuck with us, like and it was bad. Trevor Lane had even commented on it for Lakers Nation. He was like, why even?
Why are you doing this to us? Like, feel like shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cats upset. I was upset. I was like, I think I'd even retweet. I was like, you really have to do this, So they trolled us. Oh, and then they make matters.
LeBron hasn't coming though, man. What were you gonna say, LeBron? What to make matters worse?
And I happen to have something funny even about LeBron having it coming. So to make matters worse, though, all the Pelicans front office stayed home. Okay, when I believe it was they were traveling last night to go face Oklahoma, right? Okay, so, yeah. And all the front office stayed home so that they could apparently field offers for Anthony Davis and Anthony Davis only. You know damn well that you weren't going to pick up the phone, Dell Demps. Why are you playing with our emotion? Now, to go along with what you were saying, LeBron, having it coming, he is a coach killer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He is.
Spoelstra was the only one that really had any real connection with him. I felt like.
He didn't even Lou that much, I don't think.
He always needs players. Listen, before he became to the Lakers, ladies and gentlemen, I was a professional LeBron hater. If you could pay me to hate on LeBron, I'd be one rich-ass motherfucker right now.
One rich-ass motherfucker right now.
Now, but with that being said, okay, he's a Laker now, so I got to kind of defend him.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah, Laker Nation.
Why? I just... It's hard because it's like, you're right, he did have this coming.
Yeah, they're coming.
All the times that you build super teams, it's now coming back to bite you in the ass because now you can't build a super team. There's a team up the road up in Oakland that already did that.
Yeah.
Five potential. It's like you have like 5 Olympic guys on that team.
They do. It seems like they really do. I mean, they have. I mean, they even on.